to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Michele Landers. This is the November forecast for 2025. Michele Landers is a board-certified life purpose coach, hypnotherapist, and professional numerologist. We are so lucky to have her here at EWN. Michele, thank you for being here this month.
Thank you, Ruth. And I'm the lucky one. I love sharing this information and love EWN. You're a blessing to the world. So keep doing what you're doing for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Here we are, another month, 11 months, right? Everything and anything can happen this month. It's a wild month, a lot of twists and turns, and there is a number of reasons for that. And let me just shut this other, close out that. All right. So one is because we're in an 11 month, which is November. And in numerology, that translates to an 11/2. And astrologically speaking, Uranus is really shaking things up as well. And that's what Uranus does. So it's doing its job. So, excuse me, there are definitely things firing up. But let's get into it. November standing alone, we know is an 11 month. And since we're in a 9-year universally, we have a double dose of 11 energy. And as a reminder, every month this year, we have had a double dose of that month. So we have to look at the numbers 11, 2, and for the United States, the number 4 and 13. So here we are with a master number 11. And what is 11? 11 illuminates. It's a highly charged spiritual number and a highly energetic number. So working with 11 can elevate you spiritually. And I have no doubt that a lot of people are going to feel that impetus or that charge of the 11 this month. Now, the other side of 11, I always talk about the challenges, the opportunities and the challenges with every number, because that's life. We live right now in a world of duality. So 11 can also cause anxiety. Well, when can it cause anxiety? If you are normally not, I want to say spiritually inclined, but if you are a person that tends to be negative and normally has a lot of anxiety, 11/2 is going to pick that up even more. So, but if you're spiritually minded and working on your spirituality, it's going to elevate you. So that's the really good thing about it. So in astrology, the number 11 is primarily associated with the planet Uranus. It is also associated with Saturn. And astrologically, Uranus acts in a very similar way that 11 does, because Uranus presents us with the unexpected and with surprises. And I guess I should have mentioned too that 11/2 is also surprise. Look what's happened. And it's Scorpio season. So if you know anything about numerology and astrology, you get the picture. Scorpio joins that party when the number 11 and Uranus and Scorpio throw a party. Things can get really intense. So hold on to your hats. And Scorpio is also about secrets. And guess what? With Uranus says, what you got? I want to see that. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring it out. So Scorpio really ramps up emotions. So we have to be very, very aware of that this month about being triggered. And I'm already I've been talking to people about how they feel about the energies of the month. And a lot of people are feeling this already, this ramped up energy, a lot of anxiety and fear. So Uranus and the number 11 will reveal secrets. And speaking of secrets, the second card of the tarot, maybe I should have started with 11, but that's okay, is the high priestess. Okay. And I love the high priestess. She's quiet, she's powerful, but she is a symbol of the subconscious. And she's the keeper of secrets and secret knowledge. So she's kind of waiting in the background saying, all right, things are going to unfold. I'm not telling you everything right now. Don't believe everything you see and hear and read, but things will come out. And please use your intuition. We should always use our intuition, right? I mean, that's just common knowledge in the spiritual field. However, how do you know it's your intuition? And I guess that is a subject of a class for sure, is how do you know it's your intuition and not your emotion? So if you're doing regular practices, working on your spirituality, it should be not too difficult to check in with yourself, check in with your intuition, see what it's saying. So we also have the 11th card of the tarot. And these cards are so telling this month. And what is the 11? The 11 is justice. So justice, big thing this month. And justice, the justice card represents fairness, truth, and accountability. It's also the legal system and hopefully bringing justice to those who have committed any wrongdoings. And we also have, again, a lot of energy behind secrets, emphasis on secrets and digging up the truth. Very, very, very much this month. We have a number of planets going retrograde. So in some areas, retrograde planets always bring up things from the past, things we were working on, things that need to be attended to. So it's a little bit like deja vu. The retrogrades are going to bring things back up for us to look at, to reevaluate. Again, intense month. And it's also anger in the streets. A lot more people protesting. People are being laid off. Travel, yeah, you do. There, with travel this month, you just have to be aware of. And I don't think that's right now. I think it's going further into the month, especially around Thanksgiving. Especially around Thanksgiving, just a lot of delays. Just messy delays, cancellations, that type of thing. So just be aware if you're traveling, especially around Thanksgiving. Just take extra care in whatever, have whatever you're packing on you're bringing on the plane. Make sure that what you have on the plane is maybe a change of underwear or things like that, something that you should keep on the plane. So I don't think there's going to be, I don't feel like there's going to be any accidents or anything like that. So let's get to the weather. It's like it's the same predictions almost every month because that is the year we're in. Crazy weather, even crazier, unusual weather. Like I never thought that would happen here. Oh, look what happened here, flooding and the ring of fire again in the Pacific. We have to watch out for that. Volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, cyclones. I'm not certain about that tsunami that was predicted way back in July, although I am hearing a little bit of noise about, no, that's still coming, but let's hope not. All right. But all over, things are just really, it's like a cauldron and it's just being stirred. So the first 3 weeks of the month, we really have Scorpio at the helm, and that is passion. And as I said, intensity. Things are topsy-turvy, a lot of havoc. We will probably experience electrical storms. We have to be careful of cyber attacks, internet going down. I mentioned this last month. And sure enough, there was something that went on with either Google or Amazon. I'm not sure, but one of their main frames or something went down. So we have to just be on the lookout for that. I think it was Amazon. So things can happen suddenly and disruptions, because that's the nature of 11 too. It's surprise. There's also, this is no surprise, a serious division that's taking place in the US. And I believe in some way is coming to a head. It's kind of like that Civil War energy, but I don't believe it's Civil War. People are very, very emotional right now. And I do honestly think that this month, in some way, is going to bring a transformation. And speaking of transformation, well, I'll bring that card up in a minute. We can expect a bit of a slowdown in the economy. I'm not happy about that. Also, can be layoffs. Um, I think the tariffs are changing again. Those crazy, crazy tariffs are, I think they're changing again. We also have Mercury going retrograde. And, we've been through Mercury retrograde so many times. The only thing, we always suggest when Mercury goes retrograde is watch anything that you sign, electrical things you have to watch documents. You just have to be extra diligent about your daily going about, and anything you have to sign or anything you have to read or anything you have to understand, just be diligent, because it's Mercury retrograde could be a do-over, or things don't go as well as you would like them to. Uranus is associated with Aquarius and things of the future. So that brings us to AI. AI is going off the charts. And like so many things in this world, we have to what? We've got to, one of the big things in the world that we are tasked to understand is balance. And we just don't seem to be able to get a handle on it. So, again, like everything else, AI is going through the roof, but we're pushing it to the limit. So, more until something really, really, really bad happens, we tend to just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So, Uranus and Aquarius are free thinkers and future oriented energies, and they like to push boundaries. I know I'm an Aquarius, and the ruler of Aquarius happens to be Uranus. So, and I do love to investigate things of the future, or what can we do? How can we change things? How can we up level? So, in that way, it's good. But we really, really do have to keep a very, very sharp eye concerning the misuse of AI. But I think it's a little bit inevitable. So you just stay in your own lane, and it can be shocking, but stay in your own lane. Be very careful, pay attention more than ever on what you're allowing into your life from internet. Pretty much all of us do our business, do things on the internet, on our phones. So that's where the issue comes in. And just to illustrate this, how serious it is, I'm not sure if anybody else has seen this. There is a video that has what looks just like a human being delivering the news. And this was reported as look what AI is doing. It's just a point of information, but it was AI. And I do have the link for it. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you ahead of time. You could put it in but maybe afterwards. But the person delivering the news, you would swear that it was actually a live person. And this AI delivers this wild news. It's some kind of octopus coming out of the ocean in the back, and they start to report it, and they go, I'm not real. This is a fake. And it just blows you away. So we have to be hyper vigilant, because they're hyper realistic AI generated videos. So be careful. What else? Oh, I did want to show you a different card too, because this is really important. I want to show you the Justice card. I did that. I do think though that this card, the 20 card, the yeah, of the tarot is really important because it is Gabriel sounding his horn to pay attention. I can't stress that enough. Pay attention around you, what's going on, listen to conversations, be careful on the internet, be careful on your phone. But Gabriel is a call to action, a call to judgment, a call to embrace your spirituality, a call to understand more about who you are and what is your purpose in this world. And this is pretty much for everyone, but it's also a call to truth. So for the US, all of what I said and more, we have the energy of the four. And here is the fourth. It's the Emperor. So the Emperor likes things their way. So we're going to get a lot of pushback this month on things. The four is hard work. It demands accountability. It's very serious. It's rigid. It's in the details is something else that I got that really more on a energetic level. So I don't know what that means exactly, but it's in the details. I can see splits in relationships. It's a month where things must be faced. It can create blocks. But on the other hand, what's the good side of it? If we're working in a positive manner with honesty and integrity, it's going to bring stability and commitment. Now, here's the other thing about the four, because it also brings up the 13 card. And the 13th card of the tarot is the death card. But the death card is not necessarily, most times, not death as much as it says, you've got to transform. This is it. You have to transform. Let's look at, maybe that's what Gabrielle is saying right now. You've got to transform. It's a call to attention. And again, but it can bring so many positive things if we just open our eyes and see the truth. Ask yourself, how can I see these things differently? What do I need to know about whatever the situation is? If you're concerned about what's going on in the world, then post that all over the house. What do I need to know? Ask the universe, what do I need to know about this? So you could become a positive influence in the world. Because guess what? We think of these things as collective, and it is collective, but it's the collective can only begin with the individual. So we have to check ourselves. We have to live right. We have to live with a lot of integrity. And that is going to, start or create this viral effect where more and more people are being uplifted. And I think this month, with all that I've said, I still feel that more people are going to be called to attention spiritually. So let's go through some of the transits. I think the shutdown, I don't know. It seems like the energy right now for this, I think this week it just might come to an end this week. So November 4th, we have Mars that goes into Sagittarius. That's not too bad. It's expansive, it's travel, it's curiosity, it's idealistic. Mars and Sagittarius, Sagittarius says what it wants to say, and so does Mars. Mars is more aggressive, but so Sagittarius is also blunt. So part of this energy is like, okay, get it done. We got to get this done. Take care of this. It also can make or break things, the aspect. And also on November 4th is we have some political races going on in New York, New Jersey, California. So that's going to be pretty intense. November 5th, we have a full moon in Taurus. And this is a very grounding type of energy. Full moon, the moon is so full of emotion. Taurus is what? It's the earth, it's security, it's about home. It can bring the full moon, what brings completion. So again, I'm thinking maybe around this time is when the we will end this shutdown. November 6th, and this transit lasts until the end of the month, we have Venus in Scorpio. Well, what is Venus? Venus is love. It's all things loving and beautiful. And Scorpio is intense. So this can heat up intimate relationships. So that's a good day I don't know what day that falls on, but that's a good date night if you're into passion. It's a very passionate time, and it is really a lot about intimate relationships, but I think it also can stir up feelings of passion and intensity about other things. So again, where does my mind go? It goes people in the street, people protesting. It's also, I got to say, Mars and Scorpio, that could be about vengeance as well, or holding grudges. So we have to watch that as well. It's intense energy. So it depends on what you want to do with it. November 7th, we have Uranus retrograding back into Taurus. And Taurus is kind of saying, like, no, Uranus is a shake up to wake up, I guess you could say. And Taurus says, well, wait a minute. I like things stable. I like home. I like security. Don't mess with me. It's finances. So it can bring a little bit of a tug of war, and it can bring some shakeups in our security. It can bring earth changes. That's the other thing. Earth, Uranus changes, surprises, earthquakes, weather, some kind of unusual or maybe even shocking information. November 7th, Venus in Scorpio square Pluto in Aquarius at 1 degree. 1 degree and 29 degrees are usually pretty impactful. So that's very intense. And that passion comes up against the need for change for the people. And it can bring some, some heated words. Again, all of this intensity. November 9th, Mercury goes retrograde in Sagittarius. So it's okay, it's reevaluating things. It might be on the heels of things that happened, but it's thinking about things in the past and trying so hard to create something different, something better. So there's a lot of this energy pulling people up as well. Now, November 11th, I love that. It's 11/11. And Jupiter goes retrograde in Cancer, trine Saturn in Pisces. It asks us to look back again, reevaluating our home, our family, our relationships. Cancer and Pisces are very emotional, very watery energy. Good energy for people waking up, so to speak, very spiritual, but all that water energy. So I don't know if around that time we'll be hearing about floods or snow or something to that effect. Underwater, overwater. Yeah. So, but again, I love 11/11. If you could meditate all day that day, do that, because that's a great day for that. November 12th. I thought there was something else I wanted to say about it, but it'll come back to me, I hope. November 12th, Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. Yeah, that's kind of combative energy. Just be very careful on the 12th. And again, these dates aren't etched in stone. It's a couple of days before, a couple of days after, always. It's not always just that day. But that day, you got to kind of watch what you say. Be very careful. I mean, we always should, but sometimes we don't catch ourselves. Watch what you say. It's a day that the energy is more towards like conflict or arguing or, disagreements, being a little bit reckless. So just keep an eye on it. November 18th, Mercury retrogrades back into Scorpio. Again, going back over secrets, things that are hidden. Scorpio is deep, and Mercury thinks about things, analyzes things. Why did we do that? What are we going to do about that? Remember what happened. It tends to over analyze in certain situations. So things can come up for us to look at and say, wow, I had no idea. November 19th, Mercury retrogrades in Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus, and that is at 29 degrees. That is a critical anaretic degree. Wow. A lot of energy here. Unexpected news, shakeups, transformation. Maybe November 19th should be headed transformation, but it's transformation all month, but it is definitely that right around that time, it's really some kind of transformation. November 19th and 20th, we have the 20th, I guess, we have the new moon in Scorpio at 28 degrees. Very intense, very intense. And again, so what's happening? What's going on? Well, we're surprised. I didn't know that. Now, again, November 20th, we have the new moon in Scorpio, but we also have the sun conjunct Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. This is the next from the 19th, 21st. Yeah, there is this anaretic degree that's going on. So I kind of feel like that's an intense time. Major shakeups, news about our security, confrontation, rebellion, and it can be transformation versus stability. It is definitely power. It is definitely challenges. It is definitely oppositions, but it is also an opportunity to see things clearly and knowing absolutely, hey, we have to transform. There's no question about it. And I think a lot of that energy, or again, transformation is the word I would put on November, because I think it's a big wake-up call. As if the whole year hasn't, but very much so this month. The 21st and the 22nd, Sun enters Sagittarius. So now that's going to shift the energy. Sagittarius by nature is optimistic. It desires freedom. It's adventurous. It's a great time. That period of time is great for speaking, creativity, inspiration. So yeah, when we go into Sag, it really let's put it this way, because it's in between times right then, right around that period of time. It's again, inspiration and creativity. November 24th, we have Mercury retrograde, conjunct Venus in Scorpio. Now that's a day where we can reconnect with people from the past, which kind of makes sense in a lot of ways because it's right around Thanksgiving. So it'd be family members, or it could be friends or family members, whatever, but it's connecting and bringing things up from the past, but also connecting with people from the past. November 27th, Saturn goes direct in Pisces. So here's Saturn. Saturn is the taskmaster. I mean, Saturn is good for us. Sometimes I talk about Saturn and it sounds like, I don't like Saturn, but Saturn teaches us discipline, and this is in Pisces, it's spiritual discipline. So it's a good time to look at your spiritual practices and look at your belief systems, look at your boundaries. It's examining things, but it's coming from a very heartfelt place. And Saturn, I think, is going to be a little more gentle with you in Pisces. So November 29th, Mercury goes direct, yay, in Scorpio at 20 degrees. So, okay, that is also, it's more Venus and Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus at 29 degrees. That's going to be on the 30th, though. So Venus goes into Sag. Things seem to be moving forward, truth revealed. So that's why the whole month I'm getting this like topsy-turvy, very good, very bad, very good, very bad. And I think is such a turning point this month. So overall, I think things are heating up. But overall, the energy is what? Asking us to, how many times am I going to say it? Transform. And what does that mean? Well, energetically, again, it's a highly spiritual month. We have so much support from the galactic, if you want to call it galactic beings, a divine. Not that we don't. Like when I say things like that, we have so much support at this period of time. Well, we always do. But the 11 is raising our vibration. So it kind of, it's, and using this kind of, you know, presentation like this, it doesn't mean it's like from above to below because we're all really one, but it's bringing it together. The veil is thinner. Raising our spiritual vibration to meet the divine is really a wonderful aspect of this month. It's looking for more ways to bring spirituality into your life. And when I say that, that doesn't necessarily mean, although this is all good, yoga, more meditation, more chanting. I mean, all those things are wonderful. And I think we should all engage in that. They're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But the bottom line to all those modalities is what? To up level your soul, your being. And what does that mean? To be more compassionate, less triggered, more forgiving, more intuitive, paying closer attention to what your intuition is telling you and how does it communicate with you? You know, are you hearing intuition? Which I believe is, of course, connected to the divine. Is it just words that pop into your head? In fact, it usually isn't that, it's a feeling. It may be images that you pop into your head. Some people, believe it or not, feel an itch, especially right on the top of your head. It could be a slight burning, which I have to re-examine that spot on my head again, somewhere on their body, or even a tug. I've had that happen to me where I thought somebody pulled at me or tugged at me, and I believe it was just a communication from the other side, from the divine. But it's something, you might dismiss it, but don't dismiss it. You might say, oh, it's not just the wind. Maybe not. It's something trying to get your attention. And of course, seeing the same numbers repeatedly show up. So the transformation this month is for us to up-level our game, because that's what will change the world when we change. And it doesn't, all these things that I'm saying, it doesn't mean, be a Pollyanna, just walking around with your head in the clouds. We have some serious issues going on in the country, in the world. And by the way, that reminds me of something else. There may be a leader that steps down or something happens to them. So if you can help in any way, non-violently, of course, to help, do it. But it does start with each of us individually. We can't expect the world to change if we don't, or if we're promoting more hate and more fear. And it's just, what can we do? It's best to be as much as we can in the moment. Be grateful for what you do have. So level up, guys. So if you want to chat with me, I will tell you, I offer a 15-minute consultation, free. Just go to michellelanders.com to set up that appointment. And please do sign up for my newsletters. You'll get your personal month forecast based on your personal year free every month in that newsletter. In addition to this monthly video. So, also in the newsletter, I'm talking about a special class that Terry and Angel and I are doing that I'm really excited about in January. So, you're going to want to check that all out. So, listen, guys, it's Turning Point Month, level up and just be loving and in your heart, and you'll get through the month with triple A, whatever that means. I don't know. That just came to me. So thank you.
Michele, thank you so much. I love, and it needs to become its own meme, up level your game, because that changes the world. That's
Yes.
such an important message. And it reminded me what one of our EWN hosts, Ellen Albertson, has said repeatedly. Don't do anything that insults your soul.
Oh,
Isn't
I
that
love
beautiful?
that. That is
Yep.
beautiful. That should be a meme.
Yep. And I think Friends November just feels like that. All you can control is yourself.
Mhm. Yes.
So have that be your barometer that you aren't doing anything that feels like it's insulting your own soul.
Love
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you.
Michele, thank you for this beautiful time with you. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your doing this every month. I'm
Thank
already
you.
looking forward to December.
Well, December is a 3 month. I think without projecting too much, I think it'll be good. I'm projecting that anyway right now.
Yep,
So
go with that. Well, the stores would have you think it's already here because everywhere
yeah.
you go, it's already Christmas. So, yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Michele. And thank you, friends, for being here at Enlightened World Network. We look forward to next month with you as well. Have a very transformative November, and we will see.